America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a regularly scheduled public session of the Woodbridge Board of Education and is in compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, also known as the Sunshine Law. This meeting has been approved by resolution adopted at the organization meeting held on January 2nd, 2024, and in a revised resolution at the public session meeting held on January 22nd, 2024. Notification has been sent to the record. Notification has also been posted in the Woodbridge Borough Hall, the Woodbridge Memorial Library, tapinto.net, and the Woodbridge Board of Education's website. Meetings of the board are open to the public, and all members of the community should feel free to participate. The board announces that under its longstanding policy, it will not discuss in public any comments made by members of the public concerning individual staff members. Before coming to the board, the chain of command should be followed. There are two portions of the meeting reserved for comments made from the public. The first at the beginning of the meeting for the agenda items only, and the second at the end of the meeting for other items. Issues raised by the public may or may not be responded to by the board, but all comments will be considered. The board requests that all members of the public be mindful of the rights of others, individuals, and when speaking, due to confidentiality and legal rights afforded by the state of New Jersey, members of the public are asked not to speak negatively or in a derogatory manner about any employee of the board or any student. Please be advised that all or portion of this meeting is being live streamed in real time and will be recorded for rebroadcasting at a future date. Roll call.
Mr. Fowl. Mr. Garvin.
Here.
Mrs. Milano.
Here.
Mr. Vaccaro is absent. Mr. Biamonte.
Here.
And Mr. Nieves.
Present. All right, I see we have a crowd. So we have some presentations, recognitions, and awards. Let's start with our November Students of the Month.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. This year, the Doyle staff has broadened its categories for our Student of the Month program to make our nominations create more of an inclusive recognition for our students. Each month, we will highlight different areas of student achievement. And this last month, we were excited to focus on STEAM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. Our Students of the Month were nominated and selected based on those who demonstrated outstanding talent, interest, and effort in STEAM. We believe that highlighting these future mathematicians, scientists, IT workers, Mr. McGeehan, engineers, and artists will encourage them to keep pursuing their creative passions and foster an appreciation for the sciences. Recipients of this honor received a certificate of achievement and also have their photos prominently displayed in our school near the main office, as well as were posted on our social media page and website. I now present to you the K-3 STEAM Students of the Month. In third grade, Lynn Jaw. I don't see him. In second grade, Amelia Sanchez. I have to say, Amelia, that week, Amelia had like the best week of her life that week, right? She came to my office like 4 different times for 4 different great things. So congrats. In grade 1, Madeline Gao. Ooh, cute outfit, Madeline. And in kindergarten, Caden Reyes. There he is. Thank you.
At the intermediate school, we will be celebrating STEAM next month. This month, we were celebrating Attitude of Gratitude. And we have special awards winners that were selected not just by their teachers, but also by their classmates who thought very highly of these three students that I'm going to introduce to you right now. So our Attitude of Gratitude Award for fourth grade is going to Faith Nesbitt. Faith, this is what her teachers and student friends had said about her. Faith is a great student and an even better friend. Her willingness to help others is so wonderful. She was always so appreciative of those around her, and she is a joy to have in class. We thank you for being such a beautiful person. Faith Nesbitt. Stay here. Our fifth grade winner, did I say fourth grade? I'm not sure. Fifth grade winner is Jordan Solis. Jordan. Jordan also had some nice things to be said about her, and they were. Jordan is such a hard worker and puts a great deal of effort into her work. She's always looking to help others and will go out of her way to help me, meaning the teacher, with anything around the classroom. She's respectful and a role model to all the students in fifth grade. Congratulations to Jordan. And our last but not least winner for sixth grade for Attitude of Gratitude is Derek Kukey. Derek has the utmost respect for his teachers and peers. He is always thanking teachers and peers when he receives help. He's very grateful for the help and the guidance that he receives. And the teachers are grateful for him as well. Congratulations to our three Attitude of Gratitude winners. Derek.
Good evening, everyone. At the Woodridge Junior Senior High School, we celebrated the theme of kindness and generosity, highlighting students who embody these values in their actions and interactions with others. These individuals consistently go above and beyond to show compassion, lend a helping hand, and create a positive atmosphere for everyone around them. From sharing words of encouragement to taking time to support their peers, these students remind us that small acts of kindness can make a really big difference. Their generosity and thoughtfulness inspire us all to do better and be better. Congratulations to our November Students of the Month for spreading light and joy through their kindness. For the 7th grade, we have Sonia Bazzarelli. For the 8th grade, we have Martina Diaz. For the 9th grade, we have Aiden Bogach. For the 10th grade, we have Mia Franco. For the 11th grade, we have Jenny Makarowitz, who is not here with us. And for the 12th grade, I do not see her either. We have Mia Zaytun. Congratulations.
Congratulations. And as a coach, it's nice to see so many softball players up here. Congratulations. Next, on to our student representative report, we have Devin Milne.
It was a great day of team building, activities, and lots of singing. Thank you to Mrs. Anzari and Mrs. Schoenig and the Student Council for hosting their annual Thanksgiving food drive. Together, we were able to donate over 700 items and a $100 gift card to the Assumption Food Pantry for the holiday season. Congratulations to our 23 eighth graders that got inducted into the National Junior Honor Society and 14 juniors and seniors that got inducted into the National Honor Society. We are very proud of them all. This month we had 2 instant decision days. Keene University came and accepted all 7 students that applied, and Ramapo came and accepted all 6 students that applied. Congratulations to those seniors. Field trips for November. Italian 3 students went on a pizza trip tour in New York City. They stopped at a few famous pizzerias and learned about the history of pizza and Italian immigrants in the Northeast. Glee, choir, and band attended our annual holiday concert tour, where they went to perform at Doyle Intermediate and Robert L. Craig. We are proud to announce that 240 students made the honor roll, and they were treated to an honor roll breakfast last week. Now for athletics. Bowling opened up the season on Thursday with a win over Beckton. We are expecting a solid season from the Blue Devils, as they are a veteran group of returning starters. Winter track opening track meet is today in Staten Island at the indoor facility in Ocean Breeze. We are looking forward to make a strong impression with some new additions to the team. With 18 girls on the winter cheer roster, they have been working hard in preparations for the winter basketball season. We look forward to cheering along with our team and watching a great halftime show. Girls basketball will have their first scrimmage tomorrow at home. We are returning 1 starter, but our new head coach, Lou Castellano, is excited for the upcoming season, and they open up next Tuesday on the road. Boys basketball is looking forward to a strong season as they return many starters from last year. The boys had a scrimmage today to prepare them for their home opener next Tuesday versus Emerson at home. Wrestling is expected to have another strong season. In a co-op with Beckton, the Blue Devils anticipate to start at least 5 wrestlers on the varsity team. Just a reminder to download our free app, Activity Schedule, to track all events and games. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Devin. And as my other job as vice chair of Ramapo, it's nice to see we have 6 going there from here. All right, on to our student safety data systems reporting period 2. Mr. Lisa.
Good evening, members of the board. Tonight I'll present to you the data recently submitted to the New Jersey Department of Education Student Safety Data System. Under the Student Safety Data System, the SSDS, all incidents involving any types of suspension in school or out of school must be reported upon. In addition, any alleged and/or confirmed HIBs must be reported. During the second half reporting period of the 23-24 school year, which runs from January 1st through June 31st, 2024, the number of incidents reported to the Student Safety Data System for the district was 70, disaggregated as follows. For the Doyle School, 1 incident of violence, 1 incident of an alleged HIB not founded, 4 incidents of other nonspecific types leading to some form of suspension in school or out of school. For the intermediate school, 3 incidents of violence, 1 incident of alleged HIB not founded, 1 confirmed HIB incident, and 1 incident of other nonspecific type, again leading to some form of suspension in school or out of school. For the high school, 4 incidents of violence, 1 incident of vandalism, 1 confirmed HIB incident, and 3 alleged HIB incidents which were not founded, 49 other incidents of nonspecific type leading to some form of suspension in school or out of school. Nonspecific type incidents typically consist of vaping, internet violations, cell phone usage, class or detention cuts, etc., leading to suspension. Thus, they must be reported under the SSDS guidelines. The total number of HIB incidents investigated within the district during the second half of the 23-24 school year was 7, of which 2 were founded. These incidents were all investigated within the 10-day required time frame. This concludes the Student Safety Data System report for reporting period 2 of the 23-24 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Lisa. Might as well continue with your board administrator's report.
Continuing on, good evening again. November, just like the previous months, was a very busy month for the business office with our small but very diligent staff working in conjunction with our school treasurer and our auditor to close out the books for both September and October. Additionally, during November, budget season began to kick into gear with teachers, our school administrators, and other staff beginning to plan ahead for the 25-26 school year. Budgets for planned purchases are beginning to be put into place for review with the business office. These school and department-related budgets will then feed into our overall budget, which will be prepared and presented to the public later on in the school year. Also, during the month of November, various New Jersey Department of Education and federally required reports were completed and submitted. Some of these included the district's Transported Resident Students Report, our Comprehensive Maintenance Plan, the Annual Verification of Lunch Application Submission, and the Charter School Enrollment and Approval Report, to name a few. The business office is looking forward to the closing weeks of the 2024 calendar year in which to work with our auditors to finalize our 23-24 books and provide input and constructive feedback to our processes. This is the conclusion of the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lisa. Mr. Albro, Superintendent Report.
I wish to thank the community for their indulgence last week when we conducted our emergency test of our phone communication system. This is perhaps the reason why you conduct a test from time to time, as we did discover some glitches in the system that resulted in the call going out a bit later than usual. We also learned that the caller ID and number might have been different than as displayed in the past. We currently utilize the real-time system for notification. However, we're looking into conducting the notifications through the company that we use for our new website. Aptigee is the name of the website company. We've already learned that their system would guarantee using our school district phone number as a caller ID when sending messages out. Once this transition is completed, I will inform the board and the public of the switchover. As we approach the winter months, so too do we get to see our magnificent performance groups put their talents on display. Last Tuesday evening, the high school choir program put on their winter concert, which included performances by the Glee Club and the choir, as well as some solo and small group performances. There were very few seats to be had in this auditorium for the program, which was a wonderful sight to behold. Tomorrow night, our high school instrumental music program will perform in their winter concert here in the auditorium beginning at 6:30 p.m. The intermediate school band and choir will deliver their winter concert on Tuesday the 17th in this auditorium as well. And that alone is indicative of the tremendous growth we have sustained in our grades 4 to 6 music program. We can't fit them into the intermediate school, so we use this venue. That's wonderful. The Doyle School concerts will take place during the morning hours on this Thursday for grades K and 2, and then on Friday for grades 1 and 3. I do hope that everyone gets an opportunity to visit at least one of these upcoming performances. Our school district is now approaching the halfway point of the second academic marking period of the current year. Evening parent-teacher conferences were held in mid to late November, and families in grades pre-K through 6 will have an additional opportunity to participate in afternoon conferences at the close of the marking period at the end of January. If you have not done so already, I remind and encourage you to review your child's first report card of the year. At Thanksgiving, we had all of our schools participate in food and goods collection drives that were donated to needy families and food pantries. I was thrilled to visit the intermediate school to observe their first annual turkey bowl, and I was most impressed, and I imagine the students were too, at my ability to bowl down a couple of those turkey toys. This was an inclusive activity put together by Mrs. Marino and Mrs. Giacomelli, and the students were most excited about the games played. I also played some very interesting games at the grade 4 celebration, where we went back in time and crafted items, including homemade butter. The children and staff seemed to enjoy dressing for what looked like to be the second landing of the Mayflower. At the Doyle School, the students took part in their first turkey trot, where students competed in time trials and ran at some incredibly fast speeds. Kudos to Mr. Langma Schmidt, who was, of course, wearing her turkey inflatable, and the entire teaching staff for their participation. The children had a great deal of fun watching their teachers play red light, green light, and the teachers were hoping for just green lights. With the construction at Doyle, Ms. Schmidt put together a wonderful plan to utilize 12th Street adjacent to the school for all of the events. We wish to thank the neighbors and the Woodridge Police Department for their cooperation and assistance in the event. The event concluded with the kindergarten conducting their first Balloons Over 12th Street activity, where each student came out of the school with their own decorated helium-inflated balloon in sort of a Macy's Day parade on 12th Street. The big surprise at the end of the event was when Ms. Schmidt made a very special announcement and bestowed the title of Exemplary Elementary Educator on Doyle teachers Mrs. Bonnie Campagna, Mrs. Jennifer Hines, and Mrs. Antonia Hahn. This designation was directly from the State Department of Education, and our 3 honorees were amongst less than, I think, 200 recipients in the state. Congratulations to all 3 teachers for this tremendous honor. On our agenda this evening are a variety of items, of which I would like to point out a few. The board will be accepting the resignation of Ms. Paula Hill this evening, our Director of Special Services. Ms. Hill's last day in our district will be on January 15th. We have already started the screening process for her replacement, and I hope to have a recommendation for the board in January. The board will take action this evening concerning the acceptance of my report on student suspensions for the current school year through November 30th, which is I'm obliged to do by law. And summing up that report, thus far, the Doyle School has yet to have a student suspended. The intermediate school has had 2 students suspended thus far for inappropriate behavior, with a total of 2 days served in school suspension and 1 day served out of school suspension being assigned as a consequence. In the high school, we have had a total of 9 students suspended thus far in the school year. The violations of the code of conduct include 3 violations of inappropriate behavior, 3 violations of vaping, 1 of harassment, and 2 for inappropriate behavior resulting in injury. 6 days of in-school suspension and 16 days of out-of-school suspension have been served as consequences thus far through November 30th at the high school. A reminder to our audience and the community, our next board meeting is on Monday, January 6th, 2025, as we conduct our reorganization meeting. I would also like to wish everyone a wonderful holiday season and remind you that all of our schools will close with a 1-session day on Friday, December 20th, and return on January 2nd of the new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Trustees, any comments, questions, or concerns? All right, so before I take the break, a couple of congratulations are in order. First, Mr. Fallon, who will be sworn in January for another term. Congratulations on winning this year's election. Mr. Fallon will also be sworn in January as our School Board Association Bergen County Executive Member, which is not an easy task. So congrats, Rich.
And congratulations to you on your
Thank you.
re-election, too.
And to our new Lions members, just because I'm going to call you out, Gene Bazzarelli and Joe Biamonte here. We will actually take a break. We will not be insulted if you decide that you want to leave, and then we'll get back to our regular course of business in about a minute. Bye, Dev. All right, trustees, on to our committee reports. Is anybody going to read today? Yes, I figured that. All right. Curriculum and instruction. We have approval of an evaluation request, approval of home instruction, approval of field trip request. What's that? Approval of out-of-district placements, approval of transportation, approval of classroom visitor at the intermediate school, approval of student teachers, classroom observation, field experience, and internship. And on to personnel. We have approval of a mentor. It's been updated. Approval of revisions to stipend. Approval of a request for leave of absence. Approval of personnel appointments. Approval of co-curricular appointment. Approval of a chaperone. Approval of an appointment of care personnel 24-25. Approval of personnel appointment. Approval of a stipend. Approval of a co-curricular appointment. Approval of a personnel appointment 24-25. District substitutes. Approval of resignation. Approval of a coaching appointment. Acceptance of a resignation, none for policy at this time. Buildings and grounds, we have the approval of a facilities request, another one which is for Woodridge only. For finance, we have approval of a bills list. We have approval of a monthly financial report of the board secretary and treasurer. We have approval of a certification of a balanced budget. We have approval of budget transfers, approval of a disposal of equipment, approval of a fundraiser, another approval of a fundraiser, which is Woodridge only. For board operations, we have approval of the report concerning the yearly completion of bus emergency evacuation drills pursuant to NJAC 6A:27-11.1, 11.2, and 12. Affirmation of the superintendent's report of incidents of harassment, intimidation, and bullying, otherwise known as HIB, within the district. We have approval of a 1-year renewal agreement with Educational Development Software LLC for the use of Hipster platform for the 24-25 school year. Affirmation of the superintendent's report of incidents of harassment, intimidation, bullying, otherwise known as HIB, within the district. We have approval of the Guide for Standard Operating Procedures and Internal Controls for the 24-25 school year, and acceptance of the superintendent's student suspension report for September to November 2024. We also do have a walk-in, which I think you heard Tony address about. We have approval of the agreement with Sunbelt Staffing, LLC, for staffing of a vacant lead position. I'm correct, you didn't talk about this one, Tony. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education hereby approves the agreement with Sunbelt Staffing, LLC, for the emergent staffing of leave replacement, speech and language. The position, again, is speech and language therapist, rate at $98 per hour for the duration of ASAP through May 6, 2025. Trustees, any comments, questions, or concerns? None say you. I will open it up to the hearing of citizens on the resolutions only. Hearing none, seeing none. I will close the hearing of citizens for those in the auditorium. Keith, did we have anything that was sent?
No questions online.
All right, sir. Thank you. We'll close the hearing of citizens. Trustees, looking for your support, which includes Moonaki, is curriculum instruction 2, 3, 5, and 7. Personnel 1, 2, 5, 7 through 13. None for policy. Buildings and grounds 1. Finance 1 through 6. Board operations 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Can I get a first? Mr. Garvin. Second, Mr. Biamonte. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Fallon,
Yes.
Mr. Garvin,
Yes.
Mrs. Milano,
Yes.
Mr. Vaccaro is absent, Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
and Mr. Nieves.
Yes. I won't forget this time, Rich, and this is for Woodridge only. Curriculum instruction 1, 4, and 6. Personnel 3, 4, 6, and 14. None for policy. Buildings and grounds 2. Finance 7. And board operations 4. Can I get a first? Mr. Fallon. Second. Mrs. Milano. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Fallon,
Yes.
Mr. Garvin,
Yes.
Mrs. Milano,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
and Mr. Nieves.
Yes. Yes. Where? Oh, I missed those. Oh, all right. All right. I knew Rich was going to catch something. Wait, they're not. They aren't here? Yeah. Can you use yours then? Yep. All right, trustees, before we close, approval of minutes. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approved minutes of the following meeting. Public session meeting, November 4th, 2024. Discussion? Roll call. Oh, can I get a first? Mr. Fallon, a second. Mr. Biamonte, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Fallon,
Yes.
Mr. Garvin,
Yes.
Mrs. Milano,
Yes.
Mr. Vaccaro is absent, Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
and Mr. Nieves.
Yes. Trustees, anything for new business? Anything for unfinished business? And nothing for communications? Motion to adjourn. What? Oh, that's right. I'm just not having it today. Hearing citizens on anything you'd like to talk about. You got to come up now. I mean, I got an excuse though. It wasn't on. All right. Hearing none, seeing none. Anything posted online today?
There is nothing online.
All right. I will close the hearing of citizens. Motion. Motion to adjourn, Mr. Fallon. Mrs. Yes, happy holidays to you too. Mrs. Milano, all in favor? All opposed? Close tonight's session.